If a geyser erupts and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, of course it does, and now we can hear it no matter when it happens thanks to a new monitoring station in Yellowstone National Park. In Yellowstone, volcanic explosions get all of the attention, but a less appreciated type of hazard are hydrothermal explosions. These are essentially unheralded and very energetic geyser eruptions, water flashing to steam, and they can be humongous. Mary Bay, on the north side of Yellowstone Lake, is a hydrothermal explosion crater that is 1.5 miles across. They can also be quite small, like Pork Chop Geyser, which exploded in 1989. We don't understand much about how these sorts of explosions happen, and that's the focus of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory Monitoring Plan, to better understand just what these hazards are associated with in terms of their activity and possibly even their precursors. This was the focus of the new monitoring instrumentation that was installed in Yellowstone in the Norris Geyser Basin this past summer. In August and September of 2023, Yellowstone Volcano Observatory scientists went to Norris Geyser Basin and installed a monitoring station that has 4 different components. First, there's a sensitive seismometer that can detect very subtle tremors of the ground, including those made by boiling water as it rises up to the surface. There's a GPS station to look at how the ground moves in the geyser basin, and we can compare that to what's happening outside the geyser basin. A weather station is there to detect environmental changes, and there is an infrasound station as well. Infrasound refers to very low frequency sound waves that we can't hear as humans. But the 3 microphones that are a part of this array do detect it, and because there's 3 microphones, they can also detect the direction that the sound is coming from. So not only can we tell that a geyser is starting to erupt, we know which geyser it is because we know the direction. This array has already proven very, very effective at capturing eruptions of Steamboat Geyser. Are you interested in seeing these data for yourself? Great news, it's all available on the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory website. If you go to the Yellowstone monitoring map and zoom in on the Norris Geyser Basin, you'll see the symbols for the infrasound station, the GPS station, and the seismometer. Click on any one of those and you'll see the data. We're hoping that a better understanding of the hydrothermal activity in Norris from the station will help us better anticipate and forecast these hydrothermal explosions. So stay tuned as we learn more about the Norris Geyser Basin thanks to this new monitoring station. Now let's talk about the kind of activity that we saw throughout Yellowstone National Park in terms of deformation, seismicity, and geyser activity during the month of January.
Well, 2024 started off with an earthquake swarm in Yellowstone. There's no real surprise there. There's a couple of dozen earthquake swarms that occur in Yellowstone every year. And, keeping to form, there were 2 during the month of January. The first occurred right from the start of the year, January 1st to the 10th, in this area just sort of north of Old Faithful. There were 119 events that occurred. The largest was a magnitude 3.3, and there was another magnitude 3 event that occurred earlier as well. Then there was this swarm here, just to the northeast of West Yellowstone. There were 38 events there. Total events for the month located by the University of Utah seismograph stations, 226 earthquakes, which is pretty normal for the Yellowstone region. Looking now at ground deformation, this is vertical deformation at the White Lake GPS station on the east side of the Caldera. This spans the last 2 years, and each one of these blue dots is a day of data. Downward trends indicate subsidence, and upward trends indicate uplift. We're seeing a continuation of what's been going on since 2015. Overall subsidence that's interrupted during the summer months by a pause or a slight amount of uplift due to the seasonal changes from snowmelt and groundwater recharge. But overall subsidence of a few centimeters, about an inch or 2 per year. Finally, looking at Steamboat Geyser, this is the temperature in the outflow channel. These spikes at the beginning of the year are sort of left over from the activity that occurred on December 30th. That was the last major water eruption of Steamboat. Didn't see a whole lot of change through much of January, and then minor activity started to pick up in late January. There appears to be a lull in here, but I suspect this might be due to some changes in the position of the thermistor that's in the geyser channel, possibly some weather interference with that. So we appear to be having some minor activity at Steamboat, which bodes well for a possible eruption of the geyser in the coming month.
Well, that does it for the YVO update for February 1st of 2024. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions whatsoever, drop us a comment. You can also email us anytime at yvowebteam, all one word, at usgs.gov. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye. Now before you go, be sure to check out the Sounds of Yellowstone playlist on the USGS YouTube channel. This is a great place to listen to geysers, hot springs, mud pots, frying pans, all of the neat thermal features of Yellowstone. Maybe something to help you study, help you concentrate, maybe even help you go to sleep. So that's the Sounds of Yellowstone playlist on the USGS YouTube channel.